Today, Rebecca asked me, we did the basic, the 101, the dot pins a few months ago, but she asked me just to kind of go over the different pins and some fixtures and stuff, so that's what we're basically gonna do today. So, these are all the super fast machines, these three that are sitting here. And there's four different pins that this will take. The smallest one being the N7. And this will just screw right into, you unscrew this and screw that right into there. And that's the N7, what it is it's 7 millimeters across the pin. That's how they get N7. And inside, you can't see it, but there's an O-ring inside there they call a piston ring. You have your spring, and then your pin. And so how they work is when you print in here, like ABC, 1, 2, 3, whatever you put in here, the controller fires the solenoid valve on the side, constant during, like when it's printing A. It'll open this valve up, the solenoid valve up, to push air here. This will go down past that O-ring. There's escape rings on the outside. Once the head passes that O-ring, the air comes out of them escape holes and the spring makes it return. And that does that, it's constant air on it for one character, and it vibrates 120 times a second roughly. So that's the N7 again, like I said, it's N7 because it's 7 millimeters across. The lightest pin that we make for the pneumatics. The next one, and these all work the same, they're just different sizes. N14, same inside, different, heavier spring, and it's 14 millimeter across the head. So those two are for the super fast. They'll fit any, the 50, the 100, the 160, all the super fast machines. Then the largest that'll go in the super fast is the N20. Again, same exact thing, spring, piston ring, cylinder, and 20 millimeter across the head. And deeper, this is the deepest marking for the super fast. Then the deep markers, you have this is a little bit different. This is the N34, again, 34 millimeter across. This one, these ones kind of have a shield coming down over the escape holes to block it so the operator doesn't just get blasted with air. It's got like that little umbrella shield type of thing on it. These ones here, they don't have that. The N34, underneath this O-ring, it just fits loosely, and there's the escape ring or escape holes under there, and the air comes out and it'll just move that, but it diffuses it so it doesn't just hit the operator in the face. So that's the
just
N34.
lubricated the pen, it'll shoot oil out of it, Jim.
Right. Oh, yeah, I've done that many times. Then the other style pin for the super fast, they're scribe pins. They're designed a little different. They still have the pin, the O-rings built into the head. You got your spring, and the escape holes are down way further. So that's the long stroke. They call this the long stroke pin, not scribe. So what happens is when the air pushes it, this has to go down much further for the air to escape, and it gives you a better distance from the part to the pin that you're marking. So you have, like if you have a round part, and you're marking the crest of it, as it gets further away, you still got a little bit more forgiveness with this pin. And then you have the scribe, which...
Is that long stroke still vibrating, or is it scribe?
No, the long stroke is to vibrate.
Okay, so
Yeah.
it's vibrating.
And then the scribe pin, this is the N14 long stroke. The scribe pin works basically the same. I don't have one of them. We don't have any in stock right now. But the O-ring is built in the head. There is no escape holes on the cylinder itself. So what happens is the solenoid valve opens when you're printing an A, the air pushes down, and this is actually just goes down and stays down, and it just scratches into the part instead of vibrating. And then the solenoid opens up after the one character goes to the next, does it again, lets off, spring makes it return. So this isn't vibrating, it's just scratching, scribe. So that's the pins. We do some electric pins, very few. And there might be, one every couple months if,
Yeah.
I mean, it's all pneumatic, but we do have, there's an SO2, S3, and SO6 in the electric. And they basically work pretty much the same. It's got the pin and the spring, but instead of that being the pneumatic cylinder or solenoid, it's got an electric coil, and then that fires the pin. And it comes in, and that just shuts off. That's actually firing, since there's no air escape holes, that's actually firing, so many times per second, and it fires the pin. So, and these are some of those special fixtures we make. Like this one here, what they're doing is they got a rack of bar stock, and it's all sticking out, different ones. And they can't just hold it there to try to mark it with these legs and everything. So we do a special fixture, the bar will go in there. There's a little stop right here for the distance for the pin to the part that's marked, and the bar will go in there. They just put it up there, they mark a couple of things on it, go to the next one. So that's one of the fixtures we make here. This one is the bottle marker. We sell quite a few of these. Then there's air gas, air liquid. There's three companies that buy these ones. And what it is they're marking anywhere for like torch tanks to the airbag tanks in cars and stuff. And this will go around. This sits on the tank. These sit on the tank, and then they mark them like right below the neck of the tank, like your propane tanks, the date code, and different logos of when it was inspected last and such. So that's just a couple different fixtures. But then we got basic fixtures, the flat. It just instead of having this, they just basically got a flat pad right here. Just makes it a little bit more stable when you're pushing down instead of just going by these little points. So that's the pins, the fixtures, and then we offer 3 different keypads with them. So this is your touch screen keypad. So if it's just being manually operated, they power it on. It comes up to this home screen, and you just touch this. And say you want 1, 2, 3, 4, you're marking, it'll come up there. And then you just, when you hit start, you get the one. And I don't have air hooked up to it, so. And it just prints that out. And this is the super fast, which got the 2 axes this way. And then you could save a file, if you just go in, there's a file list. If you want to just keep, a set of files that it holds, I think it's 200 and some files. And you could change, you go in to your size, you could change the size. These are all in metric. So you can change the height, the width, the style, all that in there. You go in. This is your speed. You can go from speed 1 to speed 10 being the fastest. You can change that and these are all independent. Whichever file you could have different speeds with each file. It doesn't all have to be the same. And this is, like if they're marking, this is your X and Y, your angle coordinates, if you're doing a round mark. And what this is like if you have a part, this is your home position here, but you want to start marking a part over here, you set the X and the Y where you want the mark to start, and that's where it'll go to before it starts marking. So that's just and they have nice little feature, they just have a test. If you hit the T button, it'll show you on the screen what you're marking. And when you have it hooked up in the air and you hit start, it's gonna fire the pin, but when you do the test, even if it's hooked up to air, it'll go through the motions to show you where it's marking, but it won't fire the air. It's just, sort of like a practice run. So then that's the touch screen. Then they also have, they call it the reinforced keypad. It's a lot heavier duty. It's got the rubber, wrapped around it. You can put that in a stand. We have stands for it also. And it's pretty much the same thing as that, but just much more rugged. This same thing, it's the keypad, but it's regular keypad, not reinforced and not touchscreen. So they offer this style too. I think that covers pretty much the pins and all good. No questions?
Do we have anything that like says, so I know the number goes by the diameter of the top of the pin. Do we have anything that says like what the diameter of like the skinnier part of the pins are?
That is actually it's in the manuals, but this is gonna be 6 millimeter.
First,
So,
first 20 is a 6 millimeter.
Yeah, and the N34, that is, no, I'm sorry, this is 6, this is 4 millimeter. Yeah, the N14, yeah, they're all in there, the N7, yeah, that's just the head, but the shadow, the marking pin itself, they go from 3 millimeter up to 6 millimeter, being 7, 14, 20. And then the S6 pin is the same as the N20, and then your SO2 is the same as the N7. And then, it gives them, and the reason why it's given a deeper, bolder mark on as you go up is, you got more air. The air is pressing this full volume here and bringing it down. And the pin itself is just heavier.
Hey, Mike.
Yeah.
Check one that you showed the camera. You showed the camera also. I don't know if you have any technical difficulties or something about it.
Show the camera, the different pins.
Which
This camera is on.
What's that?
With this game.
Just the pins in front of the camera?
If you want to do that. I mean, they won't be able to see it because that's
Right, that's just recording it.
You want to see this screen here?
See,
You're probably not going to get, honestly, you're probably not going to get a great
Good.
view from computer to that screen. If anybody's curious, I can always show you something in the lab on like how to program the actual marking unit. But yeah, it's going to be really difficult for you to see a screen through a screen like that.
this is, that's the biggest one there, that's the N34, but the other one, they're not gonna, like Carol said, not real great over the camera.